And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the final match here in the TLS round of 16 Group A. It is going to be Technics versus Ziki, another ZVZ here on Fighting Spirit.
It is indeed. We've already seen South Park go through. We've already seen G5 go out. So it is now between these two guys to decide who is the second to go through and who is the second to follow G5's exit from the tournament. Who are you tipping right now, taking into account the games we've seen today?
I'm going for Technics on this one. I'm actually thinking Technics can win because Ziki's games so far have not been that impressive. I mean, okay, the ZVZ against South Park, a little bit iffy, but that game against G5 was really, really shaky from Ziki when I thought he would be, kind of dominating there.
Yeah, I thought so as well. I mean, quite early on in the game, I mean, we were thinking G5 was just going to be a non-issue. We thought Ziki was going to have it sealed up at so many points, but he just seemed to kind of mistime his unit production and just not get it together very well and scrape through with a win eventually. But I think he's going to have to do better. Technics just looks bang on form at the moment. So
Indeed.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to do better.
Although having said that, Technics did already lose a game as well to South Park, surprisingly. So yeah, he's not unbeatable either by any means. So I think this should be a very interesting ZVZ to watch. Are you ready to go into it, Elegant?
I'm ready to go into it.
All right, here we go. Alright, at the top left as the brown Zerg we have Sass Ziki, and at the bottom left as the orange Zerg we have Technics BG here on Fighting Spirit.
Yes, we do. Oh, Sail, my heart aches. I'm in pain.
I am as well. I'm trying to put it behind me, but I feel like my dog just died or something. It's like
I feel like I just got dumped. I feel horrible. I feel a very important part of my world has left me. It feels bad. G5 comes so far and to be knocked out by a Zerg as well. Oh, process power.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm sure he's gonna come back and win the next 3 seasons of TLS. It'll be fine.
I'm sure he is. Please, G5,
this
if you're
was just
listening.
a warm up.
Yeah, please don't give up. I mean, it's not that uncommon, I find, for people who make comebacks to get discouraged very easily because they expect themselves to be as good as they ever were right away, and it's just never the case. So please, G5, recognize your achievement in coming back and doing so well in this tournament, and please continue to come back in subsequent ones because, I have faith, and I think he can prove himself.
Hey man, almost winning a game against Ziki is like the same level of achievement as winning an entire tournament, in my eyes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's like coming a close second in a tournament.
Ooh, 9 pools from both players. Your favorite, Elegant.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I called this weeks ago, so I don't know why I'm even surprised anymore. But, yeah, both these guys breaking out the 9-pool action. So we're going to see a little bit of early Ling versus Ling. And, yeah, it's going to be fairly safe stuff. I mean, both these guys are going to be defending the top of their ramps, so it's not going to be anything too hairy early on.
This means Technics is going to have a very nice advantage because he scouted correctly with the Overlords, and they're going mirror builds. So he's going to know exactly, what the drone situation is and when he can, make extra drones and that kind of thing. And Ziki's going to be playing completely blind right now. One other interesting thing is that Technics has gone for a 9-pool in both of his EVZs.
Yeah.
So far, he did it against South Park, and now he's doing it again. Whereas Ziki went for a 12-pool expand against South Park, whereas he's switching the build here and going 9-pool against Technics. So I don't know if this is because of the player or because of the map, or if he just wants to mix things up and stay unpredictable.
I think it's probably a matter of staying unpredictable because, I mean, when you're in best of one, I think that counts more than it does any other time. I think unpredictability is quite key. Interesting now to see how Ziki's pushing out, whereas Technics is pulling back. That's slightly curious.
He went for there first, that's why.
Oh, he went from there first. Okay,
Yep.
I didn't look that deeply. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have slightly faster tech for Technics, whereas Ziki actually significantly behind on his lair timing. Actually, I didn't notice that. That's a big difference.
And that's why Zeke's the one moving out here with his speed. He's now going to see the links here. Now, I'm not sure if you can tell that this was necessarily a 9 pool, or it could have been... I don't know if it could have been an overpool. Maybe... I feel like it might have been able... It maybe could have been an overpool. I'm sorry, my ZVZ timings aren't that great, obviously. But... yeah. Oh man, I had another interesting point. Oh no, what was I gonna say? Oh yes, 2 drones on gas from both players. That was completely intentional. When you go for 9 pool, obviously you have so few drones that actually it doesn't make sense to mine with all 3 on gas because you end up having too much gas. So you pull one guy off just for a little bit until you have a couple more drones, and then you put one more guy back on.
Yeah, it does make complete sense for anyone slightly unfamiliar with the science of Zerg. Zerg is a crazy science indeed, and it's all about playing for gas and making sure that your minerals and gas are balanced at all times. Because you just can't spend your money that quickly because you have a very limited number of lava. You can't afford more hatcheries. It's deeply complicated and confusing, but it checks out. Both of these guys now throwing down their spires, and as expected, Technic's looking slightly ahead on that spire timing, but it won't matter too much. It just means he's going to have the slight early aggression, slight early edge. Maybe Zeke's going to have to opt for a couple of early Scourge, but it shouldn't be that drastic.
Indeed. And it looks like Zeke just being annoying here, poking around with these individual links, but Technic seems to be on top of it, switching out the damage ones for the healthy guys to the front, as you can see. By the way, while there's while there's not too much going on right now, I want to make a quick note. I saw a quick discussion in the chat about how to actually pronounce Zeke's name. Apparently in Hungarian it's Siki or Shiki or something like that, but Zeke sounds cooler, so I'm going to pull an Artosis and just dub him Zeke. He's now Sir Zeke.
He is what we call him because we're the casters, so it's alright. We get away with it. Although we've had trouble with naming before. I mean, we've been told off pretty badly.
That's true.
So I don't know. We ought to watch our backs, that's all I'm saying, in case what's his name's in the chat. Is it MCA64 who was chastising us before? Yeah, please
it was
forgive
quite
us.
Probably him. Anyway, we do have 3 mutas on the way, whereas Zeke's actually going for an expansion hatchery here, so that's going to be curious. He's probably, well actually, I think he's going to have just enough money to get 3 mutas as well. I'm quite curious how he actually saved that amount of money. Oh, actually, looking at Technics' money, he's got 500 minerals here, so his he could have built a hatchery much sooner there. But of course, because Zeke was holding position at the bottom of the ramp, he couldn't actually get a drone out, so his expansion hatchery is a little bit later, even though his mutas are faster, but it looks like his mutas aren't going to be able to do too much here, just maybe kill a couple of Zerglings, but otherwise Zeke's own Air Force should be out just in time. And look at this, Zeke is straight away going for the +1 air attack.
Yes, he is indeed. Wow, that's really quite incisive from him right there. You don't usually see it that often. The link group's just missing each other right now as well, so Technics might be able to get a nice position on Zeke's natural, I'm going to say, but then both these guys are going to have the same position on each other's natural, so not too big of a deal, but the mutas are going to start catching out Zeke's links, and Technics might be able to catch some of them on their way home. Looks like no, Zeke is going to be on the ball, he's going to be able to cycle his way around. But yeah, no speed for Technics means that's going to be a little bit of a difficult thing for him to achieve. So both these guys are going to be pulling back to the naturals and making themselves completely safe.
This is quite curious. So Technics has skipped speed and he hasn't gone for the upgrade, so he should actually have 200 more gas than Zeke right now. I don't know if he realizes this, but if he actually just attacked, his Air Force should be able to win in theory. Considering obviously they went for mirror builds at the beginning, so I don't know why he's actually not moving out right now. Okay, looks like he's just maybe grouping for a few more mutas, maybe making sure that there would be a crazy link counterattack. But I feel like if he just hits a nice timing before this +1 air attack finishes for Zeke, he could do a ton of damage just by the fact that he has 2 more whatever from that extra 200 gas.
Yeah, I think you could actually be right there, but I don't think he's going to see it. It looks like it's going to go unnoticed. Zeke's going to come in and try a little bit of a poke right here as well. It looks like he's going to go into the main. This is going to be quite interesting. He might be able to bag himself 1 free drone before the mutas of Technics make their way back. 2 drones. Did he stay in for too long? Looks like he might be able to land some Scourge hits as well, but nice micro right there from Technics, making sure he doesn't do anything.
He's going to get caught on the way out. He's going to be forced to engage here. No, looks like doing a nice little redirection. Is he going to escape? Technics' mutas in hot pursuit. He's going to try and get a couple more kills. He does land a couple of Scourge hits, but Technics does have the muta advantage, and it looks like Technics is not going to pursue, actually. I'm a little bit surprised. Looks like he was slightly scared of the links coming in, but no. Looks like he's going to chase Zeke's mutas out of position, and he's just going to go straight for Zeke's own base here. We could have a base trade situation, but Zeke still busy microing the links at the bottom right. He does micro down all the Scourge. Technics, he's pausing with the muta. He needs to not pause. He needs to just go for it right now with overwhelming force against Zeke, who is trying to rebuild his Air Force. You're going to take some more drones down. Technics, Zeke's pulling back his mutas, but this is big trouble.
This is huge trouble. I mean, he's just lost, was it 3 or 4 drones right there? Either way, that's big. And his Muta group is now only just about to get back, but he's going to lose more drones in his main. Oh my god, Zeke's going to lose his entire economy, and he's still going to have an inferior Mutalist number. I think Zeke is in a lot of trouble right now. He does touch a couple more Scourge. He might just be able to see off these Mutas for the time being, but nonetheless, he's taking heavy damage right here. He's continuing to try and chase away those Mutalists. If his opponent manages to land some nice Scourge right there as well, he might just be able to survive for now, but he's not being able to do much more than that. His drones are pretty shot to pieces. Going with a Link counter-attack, going to do nothing. He still has the inferior Link out.
Man, what the hell is Technics doing? He just completely stopped microing there at the end, and now Zeke is actually alive when he shouldn't be. I think he was too distracted by that Link attack in his natural, and now he's just sending in Scourge, but he had like... he should have been able to micro that down a lot better. Now, as you said, he has killed most of Zeke's drones, but if we look in his own base, he doesn't have that many drones himself anyway, and the fact that he lost those mutas is so costly, and these Scourge, as you can see, aren't actually doing that much. Zeke able to micro them down fairly easily, but you know, Zeke's still at 17 supply against the 22 supply of Technics. Now, 5 supply lead is actually pretty huge in his EVZ, but look at this Technics, he's only just made a single muta.
Yeah, he's made 2 Mutalists now, but he's made quite a lot of Scourge. But as we know, the Zeke that we know and love anyway, can kill Scourge all day long.
He's just, there's an Overlord of Zeke outside Technics Natural. I think that's a mistake. I think he had that grouped with his Mutas to stack them while he was microing around, and he forgot to send it back to the top right.
Scourge! Oh my god, it's Technics. Why are you not watching a Mutalist? 4 Scourge land right there, taking out 2 Mutalists for free. A whole bunch of...
Oh, Zeke's not watching either! Oh my god, terrible mistakes from every play. What is going on in this game? Are these guys both drunk or something? Is it like play bad Brood War Day in Eastern Europe or something? What is going on right now? I don't understand. How did they both lose all of their mutas there? I was about to say Technics made a horrible mistake and lost from that, but then Zeke just also was not watching at all. This is actually... I'm flabbergasted, Elegant.
I don't even know what to say. I'm incredibly surprised Zeke, who showcased good micro in this game and is usually showcasing spectacular micro in Zerg, he's just completely fallen asleep right there. Technics doing the same. I'm absolutely shocked by this turn of events, and Zeke now hatching out pure Scourge in an attempt to defend these mutas that are coming towards him. I don't know if that's going to be good enough, but meanwhile Technics is seeming to take a lot of more Scourge hits. He's going to lose pretty much all his remaining mutas to these Scourge that Zeke is hatching.
What the hell?
I don't know what's happening.
This game is so ridiculous. And these 2 Lings who just kill all the drones. No, because the last muta of Technics gets Scourge, and he's sending in mass slowlings. Oh my god, and 2 Lings of Zeke in the base killed looks like one of his drones. But he's got 2 Lings in Zeke's base. I don't even know who is who anymore. It doesn't even matter. They're both just suiciding everything to everything.
Yeah, this is stressful to watch. I mean, what exactly are both of these guys aiming for at this point? They're just playing so completely off the cuff, confused, bewildered. This is lost Zerg style. This is, I don't know what the hell I'm doing anymore Zerg style. This is just something I never expected to see from Zeke.
No, this is like, you know, a C- versus C- level ZVZ. This is not the kind of thing you'd expect from Zeke versus Technics here. I mean, I don't mean to be too DM to the players, of course. They're both amazing players, but some very clumsy micro and just very basic errors here from both players.
Clumsy micro, that is one way to put it, but I don't quite know how this occurred. Both these guys are top players, but this game is just like it's got away from them a little bit, and they've just got a little bit too flustered. Zeke doing some fascinating micro, trying to get some distance between him and his opponent's Scourge so he can micro them down. And he needs one Scourge.
There's 2 more!
Looks like he will just keep his Mutalists alive. I don't know. Okay,
wait,
he's going to keep his Mutalists alive, but it's not going to be a good life. Both of them pretty much 1 hit away from dying. It looks like he's going to lose his natural hatchery to 4 slow Lings.
Nope, looks like he's going back, but these 2 more Scourge are coming in. Both these mutas just have 1 Scourge hit left on them. They're very severely damaged. And he doesn't have enough money to actually build a 3rd muta. I think 3 mutas is required to one-shot the Scourge, but depending on how you actually micro the mutas, not all 3 of them actually shoot. And, oh, man.
Okay, so he manages to push out 1 more Mutalist, but at the same time loses a different Mutalist, so he's back down to 2 Mutalists again. He might just be able to defend his natural hatchery, though. It looks like he will. This is so weird, defending with these low numbers of units in strange micro situations. Oh, I'm throwing away a drone for free right there as well, but that's not so good. But Zeke is just trying to micro in this peculiar situation he finds himself in, and somehow manages to keep his natural hatchery alive. So maybe he's got the magic back, just maybe.
And Zeki keeps making mutas while Technics isn't making any. So eventually Zeki's just gonna have enough mutas to micro down everything here. You know, Technics just throwing away these things. You know, this kind of attack. Oh, finally Link Speed is finished. I was just gonna say, if he had Link Speed this entire time, I think Technics might have had this game won already. But because he only had slow links, Zeke was able to much more easily defend his bases. Although his natural hatchery is about to go down here, even though he's got a decent number of mutas now, the natural hatchery is gonna go down, and there it goes. The links run into the mace. But now, how is Technics gonna defend against that number of mutas? He's making muta of his own, but Zeke has an overwhelming muta number now.
Yeah, he needs to get some big Scourge hits right here. He has a bunch of Scourge coming in. 2 Scourge, that's enough to take care of 1 Mutalisk. Will Zeke be able to micro this down? It looks like he's landing Scourge on his opponent's Scourge just so he doesn't have to cope with the stress of micro and possibly lose the game as a result, which might actually be sensible at this stage given the way the game has gone so far. But if Zeke is aggressive right now, if he can find the time to be aggressive, he might just be able to take Technics down right here. Technics is now starting to hatch some more stuff, but neither of these players have any kind of economy. I think Zeke might actually be slightly ahead in economy. Maybe Technics just ahead, but definitely is pretty close to being even. And after all is said and done, this game is balanced on an absolute knife edge in the strangest of situations.
Yeah, so Technics' advantage right now is his larva count. Obviously, it's twice the larva of Zeke, so he can afford to make these, you know, more links and more Scourge, the cheaper units, mineral and gas-wise, but they obviously all cost the same larva as a Mutalisk. So if he can, you know, kind of force Zeke to make links in response to his own links or things like that, that would be very beneficial for him. But unfortunately, Zeke's wise to this. He already made a sunken colony in his main base, and now he's moving in with the mutas. Technics has a lot of Scourge here. Zeke is going to come down to his muta micro. He does take a lot of hits, and I think he's still got more muta than Technics. So Technics is going to have to pull back here. He's going to lose more drones. It looks like Technics might just be forced to engage here, even though he has an inferior air force, and this could be it for Technics right now. Zeke just going in with the mass mutas. The counterattack of Lings is going to do nothing with the sunken there and the Lings, and I think this is looking like a good game for Technics here.
Yes, it is. I think Technics is going to be done right now. Unfortunately for him, he's come very, very close at several points during this game. Zeke has looked once again shaky, once again not as good as his usual self, but I don't know how Technics can really come back into this. He's hashed a few Scourge, but if Zeke micros correctly and keeps his mutas alive, I don't think there's any way that Technics can take it. Zeke going to go in the back now, going to start taking out more drones. 1 more drone of the already scanty count going on for Technics right now, and now showcasing that anti-Scourge micro that we know so well. Will Zeke be able to take down these Scourge without taking too many hits? It looks like his micro is good and he is able to take down those Scourge without taking a single hit. There we go.
Yep, and the last meter of Technics is going to get eaten alive. It's 8 supply against 25 here. A couple of links running in, and GG from Technics. Zeke advances 1-2, 2-1 rather, from the group, and is so happy he doesn't even want to leave the game.
I really think Zeke knows that he's got kind of fluky today.
Man, he should have lost both of these games.
Yes, he absolutely should. I hope this serves as a lesson to him that he needs to be in shade.
I can't believe it. Zeke. Oh man, how did he even get out of this group?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, congrats, Zeke.
Congratulations to Zeke. Yes.
And congrats, bigger congrats to South Park, who against everyone's expectations has 2-0'd the group.
And South Park actually looked by far the most solid player. By far. At no point was I sitting there thinking, what is South Park doing and why is he doing it and why is it so bad? He actually had his stuff together, so big congratulations to South Park. He's really, really won me round. Zeke going to have to step up his game. He sneaks through somehow, but meanwhile G5 crashing out and Technics going out as well, which is also a big disappointment. Technics looking so strong earlier on in the tournament, but yeah, wasn't quite able to showcase his full quality today, I think.
Indeed, that is how it goes. So if we take a quick look at the final scoreboard here, as you can see, South Park and Zeke advancing. Yeah, it's going to be 2 Zergs into the round of 8.
Yes, it is.
So hopefully our next groups can balance that a little bit, although our next group, Group B, has a couple of really strong Zergs as well, so I'm not liking our chances, Elegant.
No, I'm not fancying it either. I mean, this was always likely to happen in this group, but I do kind of have a little bit more hope for the next group, I'm going to say, because G5 was a little bit of an a little bit of a lottery. I mean, he nearly did it, but not quite. Whereas in the next group, I really have hopes for Project. I think he can do it. And Nemu, I don't know what to say about him, but I guess he can beat people.
Well, if his interview is anything to go by, he can beat everybody. So,
yeah. So let's go with that. Yeah.
Indeed. All right, guys. So we're gonna bring you guys the second group, Group B, here in the round of 16 after this break. Don't go anywhere.